Yeah, we back. I don't know why my stream just crashed like that. And they only did it on YouTube too. My Twitch was still up. Maybe that shows that Twitch is the superior model when it comes to streaming. I don't know why my shit did that though. Refresh, please. Is my Twitch back up? Yeah. I don't know why my shit did that. L connection, chat. Oh my gosh. Can this shit go to my live? There we go. Alright, we back. Back up. What was I doing? That's kind of frightening though. Why the fuck did my stream just fail like that? Nothing here is fucked up. All this data is good. It's literally using less than 10% of my CPU. But it didn't fail though. It just YouTube. I think YouTube just glitched, bro. I think that was just a YouTube error. I don't think that was a killer cam error. Cause my YouTube, it was going fine on Twitch, and YouTube just fucked it. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, he's trying to stop the grind, man. Stop the song. But yeah, let's go on the internet and let's see what's going on. Cause I don't think there's anything on YouTube going. Let's go to the YouTube trending section. See if there's anything trending on YouTube. Rover on Bloodhound, Lil Jeff, Lil Schoon. This dude's channel is fire. He be going to the casino and playing in dice and shit. Fire. How the fuck did she get creator on the rise? How do I get a creator on the rise? That's cool as hell. YouTube just promoted her thing like that. Creator on the rise. Okay. Anything going on? Chicken nigga. Nope. Yeah, Tyreek Hill wants to leave Miami. That's fucking crazy. And Miami losing all our fucking sports players, bro. First, Jimmy Butler wants to leave. Now Tyler, I mean, not I said Tyler Hero. Tyreek Hill wants to leave. It's just ridiculous, bro. Nothing going on. That Jello ball, he dropped a music video to this shit. Shit, nothing going on. Let's go to Twitter. See Twitter scroll real quick. Yo, what's good? Fresh Asian. Fresh Asian. That's an interesting name. Fresh Asian. How does one become a fresh Asian? Anybody got cash out? So I get these girls on Twitter are ridiculous. Chilling. Fresh AS lawn. Fresh as land. Oh, it look like an eye right here. What does your name represent? Fresh as... Is my English that bad? Fresh as lawn. Fresh as lawn. Fresh Aslan? Is that a... Fresh Aslan. Oh, Aslan's your name then. Okay. I thought I was tripping. I'm not locked in right now. I'm tweaking versus locked in. Playboy Max dropped a video on the gifts he got for his family for Christmas. He renovated his parents' house, bought his brother a brand new car, and paid his sister's rent for a year. He snapped.
Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad. I love you guys. Thanks.
It's from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
For being the best parent.
That's not from the Chronicles of Narnia, right? Lion, Witch. Yo, my spelling is just off today. That is the Chronicles of Narnia. Oh, so that's what the Chronicles of Narnia is based off of. So it's the novel of the same name. Is that from the book or the movie? Yeah. The movie traumatized me as a kid because of the goat man. What's the goat? The goat in it? Yo, this thing just creeped me out. And then I remember the Scary Movie version. They had the Scary Movie one. Which one's the real one? They had a Scary Movie one too. It was like a parody movie version. It was like so creepy. This dude was cool though. He was a W character. The book. I want to start reading more books, bro. Books are like, it's like if you could get your attention span to actually read books, bro. That's like the most W thing you could do. There's so much knowledge hidden in books we won't even be knowing about.
For being the best parents.
But damn, he got his mom renovated his parents' house. Brother a brand new car. Sister's rent for a year.
Dad, I love
Your rent for a year is actually crazy.
Thank you much for being the best parents in the world.
That says in the
Yeah, in the world. Thank you. And
I got a sci-fi book for you. It's called The Machine Stops by E.M. Forster. Let's see. I was gonna read, like I said I was gonna read. I probably wasn't gonna read, but I was gonna try to read. I was gonna buy the Game of Thrones books. What's it called? The Machine Stops. By E.M. Forster right there. Okay. So go to Wikipedia on this real quick. All right, bro. This is Oh, Aslan. That's what it is. Aslan. I just remember from the movie Aslan. That's the lion's name. I know you said it was from that, but I remember I was trying to think of how to pronounce it. The Machine Stops is a science fiction short story from E.M. Forster. After initial publication in the Oxford and the Cambridge Review, the story was republished in The Forest Was Eternal Moment and other stories. All right, plot summary. Let me read the plot summary real quick. It's really short. Yeah, I just seen it. It's a short story. It's really short. The story describes a world in which most of the human population has lost the ability to live on the surface of the earth. Each individual now lies in isolation below ground in a standard room, with all bodily and spiritual needs met by a omnipotent global machine. Travel is permitted but is unpopular and rarely necessary. Communication is made via a kind of instant messaging / video conferencing machine with which people conduct their only activity, the sharing idea and what passes for knowledge. Then it does sound pretty good so far. This is a long fucking bio. Yeah, it's really short and it's good. Let me see. The two main characters, Vashti and her son Kuno, live on opposite sides of the world. So how big is the world? Is the world the whole Earth? Or is it kind of like a smaller like subset of Earth? Live on opposite sides of the Earth. Vashti is content with her life, which is like most inhabitants of the world. She spends time producing and endlessly discussing secondhand ideas. Her son Kuno, however, is a sensualist and a rebel. He persuades a reluctant Vashti to endure a journey. Oh, so they do on a little adventure to his room, which is on the other side of the world. He tells her of his disenchantment with the sanitized mechanical world. He confides to her that he has visited the surface of the earth without permission, and he saw other humans living outside the world of the machine. No shit. However, the machine recaptures him and he's threatened with homelessness, expulsion from the underground environment, and presumed death. Vashti, however, dismisses her son's concerns as dangerous madness and returns to her part of the world. Damn, that's an interesting story. You introduced this whole plot. And then written in 1909. Wow. Yo, sometimes we don't give people that are like writing back then in the 1800s, 1900s, and even like old passages, like we don't give them credit for their creativity, because nowadays you could just watch a movie or whatever and like your creativity is so like there's so much content for you to take into your brain and create some stuff, but this dude is literally creating all this with nothing. Like I could watch Interstellar right now, I could watch Dune, I could watch Star Wars, and I could take all that information, I could try to create something that's going to be a little easier than fucking this guy. Okay, so as time passes and Vashti continues the routine of her daily life, there are two important developments. First, individuals are no longer permitted. I'm gonna save this because I want to read this, especially since it's short. So two important developments. Individuals are no longer permitted use of the respirators which are needed to visit Earth surface. Damn. So this is a tyrannical government, or it's the machine. Most welcome this development as they are skeptical and fearful. Secondly, mechanicism, a kind of religion, is established in which the machine is the object of worship. People forget that humans created the machine and treat it as a mystical entity whose needs supersede their own. Yo, so who's controlling this machine? It's like a whole... Damn. Unless it's self-sufficient. Those who do not... And this is before computers, too. So he's introducing the ideas of computers and self-sufficient AI. Yeah, literally, I was just saying. I didn't even read your comment yet. He literally predicted all that. Computers, technology, AI, fucking. That's crazy. Yo, that's probably gonna be a reality when these when these quantum computers come out with all these crazy efficiency. I saw on Joe Rogan they were saying when a quantum computer comes out, it's literally gonna have the power of all the computers on Earth combined and more. So it's like, who's to say that people are not gonna start worshiping computers? Like some people definitely would start. I could see religions coming up in the future of people like fucking worshiping computers and AI and technology. Okay, where was I? Those who do not accept the deity of the machine are viewed as unmechanical and threatened with homelessness. The mending apparatus systems charged with repairing defects and repairing the machine proper has also failed by this time. But concerns about this are dismissed in the context of the supposed omnipotence of the machine itself. During this time, Kuno, yeah, we need to get back to Kuno's story. Kuno is transferred to a room near Vashti's. He comes to believe that the machine is breaking down and tells her cryptically the machine stops. Vashti continues with her life, but eventually defects begin to appear in the machine. At first, humans accept the deteriorations at the whim of the machine, to which they are now wholly subservient. But the situation continues to deteriorate as the knowledge of how to repair the machine has been lost. Finally, am I getting spoiled right now? Am I spoiling it by reading this? He literally predicted all this, though, bro. Finally, the machine collapses, bringing civilization down with it. Kuno comes to visit Vashti's room. They both perish. Before they perish, they realize humanity and its connection to the natural world is what truly matters, and that it will fall to surface dwellers who still exist to rebuild the human race and to prevent the mistake of the machine from being repeated. Wow. Yeah, I did. I kind of did just spoil it for sure. But still, though, I still want to read the story. I didn't realize the summary of the plot was gonna spoil it. Wikipedia. But damn, you could apply this to like now too, with like technology really, with this becoming a reality. That's actually wild. Damn, that seems like a good read though. I just saved it, so I'm gonna see if I can buy it. Oh, can I just get a PDF? Can I get I want to start a book collection. Yeah, I have like such a big CD collection, like with movies. I want to start a book collection as well. Okay, yeah, Foster the Machine stuff. They have it on Audible. They have it on Amazon for $5. Yeah, definitely get that. E.M. Forster. What other books does this person have? Exactly. He wrote it back then, bro. When was this dude's living death? He was born in 1879. Damn, he just died. Damn, he almost lived to be 100, low key. Yo, W life. When died in 1970, so he could have. What movies could he have saw? There's a lot of them. He could have saw 2001: A Space Odyssey. He could have saw a lot of things. Go on dark mode. Screen too bright. Sean, that's because you're watching it on a 10,000-inch television, bro. Yo, Sean, did you see this book, bro? This my bad. Aslan, I got the Twitch chat and I got the YouTube chat, so I'm looking at two chats. But wow. Oh yeah, let me look at this guy's other books. That seemed like a good ass story though. Even though I kind of spoiled it. A Passage to India, is this good? Most famous work. Most famous, A Room with a View. Damn, he kind of looks like he who shall not be named. Yeah, bro, crazy. He wrote that in fucking, when did he write this? 1909. Yeah, 1909. Like, just look at like what New York looked like in 1909. Damn. And there were still some cowboys at this time. Like the Wild West is like dead, but there were probably still some outlaws out living. That's like just crazy at the time. Okay, A Passage to India. Yeah, Sean said go in dark mode. My attention span is cooked. I used to be a good reader. Yo, reading is a W activity. India and Room with a View are both good. Yeah, I'm about to look up those. I'm not gonna read to the end of the Here, Sean, I'll do this so it's not too bright. I'm not gonna read to the end so it doesn't spoil it. But this is another book from him, Sean, A Passage to India. British school mistress Adela Quested and her elderly friend Mrs. Moore visit the fictional Indian city of Chandrapur. Adela is to decide if she wants to marry Miss Moore's son, Ronnie Hislop. Yo, I'm Indian and I can't even pronounce these names. Ronnie Hislop, Ronnie Hislop, the city magistrate. What does the magistrate mean? Okay, an officer commonly. Okay, it's like a judge basically. Meanwhile, Dr. Aziz, a young Indian Muslim physician, is called from dining with his friends by Major Kalandar, Aziz's superior at the hospital, but is delayed. I'm so lost reading this. Okay, so British school mistress and her friend go to a fictional city. Adela is to decide if she wants to marry Miss Moore's son, the good judge of the city. Meanwhile, Dr. Aziz, a young Indian Muslim physician, is called from dining with friends by Major Kalandar, his superior, but is delayed. Disconsolate at finding him gone, Aziz walks back and enters his favorite mosque on impulse. Seeing Miss Moore there, he yells at her not to profane his sacred place, but the two then chat and then part as friends. When Mrs. Moore relates to her experience later, Ronnie becomes indignant at the natives' presumption. Because the newcomers had expressed a desire to meet the Indians, Mr. Turton, the city tax collector, invites several to his house, but the party turns out awkwardly due to the Indians timidly and the Britons' bigotry. Also there is Cyril Fielding, principal of Chandrapur's government-run college for Indians, who invites Adela and Mrs. Moore to a tea party with him and the Hindu Brahmin professor named Narahan Godpul. Yeah, I need to do better with my Indian spelling because this is making my family look bad. Go back in full screen. There's a dark mode option to the right on Wikipedia. Where is it? Oh, there we go. My bad, Sean. I know your TV is killing you right now. Okay. Where am I? They're at the party. At the party, Fielding and Aziz become friends. I like Aziz so far. Aziz seems cool. Aziz promises to take Mrs. Moore and Adela to see the distant Marabur caves. Ronnie arrives, finding Adela unaccompanied with Dr. Aziz and Professor Godpool. Really breaks up the party. Yeah, he's gonna be pissed. That's his wife to be. Aziz mistakenly believes that the women are offended and he has not followed through on his promise. And he still arranges an outing to the caves at a great expense to himself. So is this kind of like a love story? Okay. Fielding and Godpool are supposed to accompany the expedition, but they miss the train. In the first cave they visit, Mrs. Moore is overcome with claustrophobia, disturbed by the echo. When she declines to continue, Adela and Aziz climb up the hill to the upper caves, accompanied by a guide. Damn, so Aziz is low-key putting in some good work. He's fucking... Aziz is going up with her, taking her to the little spot. Where is it? Accompanied by a guide. Asked by Adela whether he has more than one wife, Aziz is disconcerted by her bluntness and ducks into a cave to compose himself. When he comes out, he is told by the guide that Adela had gone into a cave by herself. After quarreling with the guide, Aziz discovers Adela's field glasses are broken on the field and puts them back in his pocket. He then looks down the hill and sees Adela speaking to Miss Durrick, who arrived during the Fielding in a car. Aziz runs down and greets Fielding, but Miss Durrick and Adela drive off, leaving Fielding, Miss Moore, and Aziz to return to the city by train. So she just left him? She lied on him? Aziz is arrested on arrival and charged with sexually assaulting Adela. The run to this trial increases racial tensions. Oh, and he's going to go on trial with dude, huh? While awaiting trial, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to read it. I'm not going to read the rest of it. But yo, she accused him of cultural misunderstandings. Yeah, for sure. I like this author. He's like doing some thought-provoking good. It's a good story, but it's just thought-provoking. Inspiration for the fictional hills that he went to. Nice. I love maps. And what's the other book? A Room with a View. Okay, let's look up this one. Okay. Room of View, young woman in the restrained culture of Edwardson era England. Set in Italy and England, the story is both a romance and a humorous critique of English society at the beginning of the 20th century. Okay, what is the Edwardian era? In the United Kingdom, the Edwardian era was a period in the early 20th century that spanned the reign of King Edward VII. From 1901 to 1910, it's commonly extended to the start of the First World War. So this is where they went from the Dark Ages, into the First World War. I feel like in my brain, history doesn't start until World War One. Anything before that, it's kind of just like whatever everybody says is okay. The era is dated from the death of Queen Victoria in January 1901, which marked the end of the Victorian era. Her son and his successor, Edward VII, was already the leader. Okay, the Edwardian period is sometimes portrayed as a romantic golden age of long summer days and garden parties. Okay, so this is just England's just going into the 20th century and just having fun. It's like reminding me of the damn Roaring '20s, but just more demure. Basking in a sun that never set in the British Empire. The procession was created in the 20s and later by those who remember the Edwardian age with nostalgia. So it's literally just the British version of the Roaring '20s, but instead of partying and getting drunk, they drunk tea and they admire the days. Okay, so back to the novel. The novel was set in the early 1900s as the upper middle class English women are beginning to lead more independent and adventurous lives. In the first part, Miss Lucy Honeychurch is touring Italy with her overly fussy spinster cousin and chaperone, Miss Charlotte Bartlett. The novel opens in Florence with the women complaining about their rooms at the Peninsula Bertolini, as they were promised rooms with a view of the river, but instead had to overlook in a courtyard. Another guest, Miss Emerson, interrupts their peevish wrangling by spontaneously offering to swap rooms. He and his son George both have rooms with views of the Arno. He argues, women like looking at a view, men don't. Charlotte, that's like legit though. Women like looking at a view, men don't. Charlotte rejects the offer, partly because she looks down on the Emersons' unconventional behavior, and because she fears it will be a place for another, and it would place them under an unseemly obligation, which is true, especially back in the early 1900s. However, another guest, Mr. Beebe, an Anglican clergyman, persuades Charlotte to accept the offer. The following day, Lucy spends a long morning in the Basilica of Santa Croce. Yeah, it's crazy. Back then, people go on vacation to other spots and they just go sit down and just take in the sights and everything. Nowadays, you got to go on to the club and everybody wants to do this. Back then, they travel just to have some coffee outside of something like this. Basically, yeah. Oh, you talking about that's when the Roaring '20s? Yeah, basically. The following day, Lucy spends a long morning at the thing, accompanied by Miss Eleanor, a novelist who promised to lead her on an adventure. Lavish confiscates Lucy's guidebook, proclaiming that she will show the true Italy. Okay. On the way to Santa Croce, the two take a wrong turn and get lost. After drifting for hours through various streets and piazzas, they eventually make it back to the square in front of the church, only for Lavish to abandon a younger woman and pursue an old acquaintance. Wow. And she has her thing. She has her travel guide. Inside the church, Lucy runs into the Emersons. Although the other visitors find Mr. Emerson's behavior somewhat unrefined, Lucy discovers that she likes them both. She repeatedly encounters them in Florence while touring the piazza. Lucy and George Emerson separately witness a murder. Okay. So Lucy became friends with the Emersons. While she's with them, running into them, she witnessed a murder. Overcome by its gruesomeness, Lucy faints and is aided by George. Recovered, she asks him to retrieve the photograph she dropped near the murder scene. George finds them, but they are covered in blood. He throws them into the river before telling Lucy. Lucy observes how boyish George is as they stop by the river Arno before returning to the pensione. They engage in a personal conversation. Lucy decides to avoid George, partly because she is confused by her feelings, also to placate Charlotte, who grows weary of the eccentric Emerson. She overheard Mr. Eager, a clergyman, saying that Mr. Emerson murdered his wife in the sight of God. Yeah, I would definitely be thinking if she fainted and she didn't really know what happened. Unless they say it in the book. Do they say it in the book if she saw the murder for sure? Because since they both witnessed a separate... Where is it? They separately witnessed a murder. I'm thinking, did she like is the book building up to where he might be a murderer, or is it just saying that they both witnessed it separately? Okay, but they're saying he murdered his wife, so it's hinting at that. Later on in the week, Mr. BB, Mr. Eager, the Emersons, Miss Lavish, Charlotte go on a day trip. The scenic area above Florence, driven in 2 carriages by Italian drivers. One driver is permitted to have a pretty girl, he claims, and his sister sitting next to him in the box seat. When he kisses her, Mr. Eager promptly orders to leave. In the other carriage, Mr. Emerson remarks how it is defeat rather than victory to part 2 people in love. On the hillside, Lucy abandons Miss Lavish and Miss Bartlett to their gossip and goes searching for Mr. BB. Misunderstanding Lucy's awkward Italian, the driver leads her to where George is admiring the view. Overcome by Lucy's beauty amongst a field of violets, he takes her in arms and kisses her. However, they are interrupted by the Charlotte, who is shocked and upset, but mostly is ruffled by her own failure as a chaperone. Lucy promises Charlotte that she will say nothing to her mother about the insult George has paid for her. The 2 women leave room the next day before Lucy can say goodbye to George. They just dropped the murder. I don't want to read all of it if I end up reading the book. I'm going to skim through this real quick. I might not read it. So part 2, they go back to London, okay. Oh shit, the Emersons moved in? The Emersons moved in? Yeah. I'm just skimming it, y'all. And she's facing both the guys that she likes. Well, she doesn't like George, but I mean Cecil. Georgian catches Lucy alone in the garden and kisses her again. Lucy realizes that the novel was written by Miss Lavish, that Charlotte must have thus told her about the kiss. Furious with Charlotte for betraying her secret, Lucy forces her cousin to watch. She orders George and Wendy Corner to never return. Oh wow, he confronts her and everything here. It's like a intense confrontation. Okay, good. They didn't say too much about the. They didn't say too much about the. Yeah, it said she saw it. I saw she saw it, but like, I don't know if they were saying if she saw it and then they were trying to hint that that guy was the murderer because they said he killed his wife or whatever. But those are some W books though. What's the artist name again? E.M. Forster. Good guy. The Machine Stops looks fire, and the Passage to India looks good too. The Room with a View looked okay, but damn, this guy had a Yeah, what's some other good sci-fi novels if you know any Aslam? Sci-fi is the shit. My bad, Sean. I got somebody in my Twitch chat that were telling me about the book. Okay, back to Twitter. D'Angelo Ball outstreaming Lil Baby right now. D'Angelo Ball has 3 million views on his song, and Lil Baby has not 3 million views on nothing. Damn. We were playing at D'Angelo Ball all 2025. I'm doing all the Stephen things. I'm not. Oh yeah, the Stephen King. But Stephen King's basic, but like it's basic for a reason. Like Stephen King's books are the shit. I think that's what I was gonna buy. I'm gonna buy the Machine Stops. I'm gonna get the Machine Stops, but I was gonna get Stephen King books too. I've seen a lot of the Stephen King movies, but like even though it is basic, but like these are all like the classics. Like they're really like kind of perfect. At least the horror ones, I'd say. The Shining, good. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly. It is kind of like The Stand. What is this? Look at that. Pet Cemetery is fine. I find Pet Cemetery more funny than anything. Carrie is crazy. I didn't know The Green Mile was a book. I did not know that. Oh, I can't see this. I'm tripping. Christine is a good ass movie, so I'm sure the book is good. The Mist. Yeah, The Mist is a good movie too. Cujo's cool. Dude, he has a lot of movies. I mean, that's how I keep saying movies. A lot of books. Damn, what Stephen King are you reading right now? Aslam? Did you do The Stand? It's about a virus. Is a Nah, I didn't. It's a post-apocalyptic dark fantasy novel written by Stephen King. Yo, this looks like it's right up my alley. Yeah, I'm about to read The Stand right now. What are you reading right now? Children of the Corn. I saw that movie. The movie was funny. They all had white hair. Am I thinking of a different movie? I might be thinking of a different movie. Right now I'm doing the Running Man book. Oh, let me read that one real quick. I just saw it here. Okay. I'm gonna read The Stand fully. The Running Man, I'll just glare over it real quick. Oh, it's a thriller too. I love thrillers too. The Running Man is a dystopian thriller novel by American writer Stephen King. First published under the pseudonym. Okay, let's go to the wiki real quick. Don't worry, I won't read the whole thing. Plot: in 2025, the world's economy is in shambles. Yo, I need to read this right now. 2025, the world's economy is in shambles. That's literally what's happening right now. America has become a totalitarian. I promise I'm not. My vocabulary when I go on stream just goes down the tank, but in real life it's like very good. Totalitarian dystopia. Ben Richards, an impoverished 28-year-old resident of the fictional co-op city, is unable to find work, being blacklisted from his trade. Declared an enemy of the state. Oh, she's released to get hunted. Oh, I think they made a movie about this, no? They did make a movie about this? I think I saw the movie. Not the movie, but I saw like a clip of the movie on TikTok. Yeah, with Schwarzenegger. Yeah, with Schwarzenegger. I saw clips of this. The book's probably like 30 times better though. Damn. So I'm gonna have to get this The Machine Ends for sure. Maybe get the India book from the other author. I need to save his name. E.M. Forster. I'm gonna save this over here somewhere. I'm gonna just keep that tab open. So I definitely gotta get The Machine Stops. And then I gotta dive into some Stephen King. So I was gonna dive into the Game of Thrones books just because I love the TV show. But I feel like I saw the TV show and it's like I'm gonna gain more info from the books, but like that's totally different than just a new fresh story, you know? It's a movie, yeah. My bad, the chat's so late. The chat is like so late coming in. Yo, and they got Schwarzenegger of all actors to to be the main character. Okay, The Stand. Yeah, this plot is long. Wikipedia needs to do a better job at freaking summarizing. Stephen King, The Stand. Because this Wikipedia is a long summary, like a book report, and they tell you what it is at the end. I don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. The Stand by Stephen King is a dark fantasy novel about a deadly pandemic and the aftermath that follows. A man named Charlie Campion. Charlie Campion. It might as well be Champion. Accidentally releases a deadly virus called Captain Trips that from a biological weapon in Arnett, Texas. The virus rapidly mutated flu. This is COVID. It's literally COVID right here. The virus is a rapidly mutating flu that kills 99.4%. The remaining survivors split into two factions, one led by Mother Abigail, an elderly black woman who receives visions from God, and the other led by Randall Flagg, the dark man who has set up his command post in Las Vegas. The two factions prepare for a final confrontation between good and evil. The survivors struggle to rebuild civilization. Stu Redman, who was thought to immune to the virus, returns to Boulder after being rescued by Tom Fanny's baby contract. By being rescued by Tom Fanny's baby contracts to Superfuel, but manages to fight it off. Stu and Frame decide to leave Boulder and move on to Angwa. The stand was weaponized influenza in its aftermath. Some of you, few surviving humans, gather into factions that are led by a personification of either good or evil. Yeah, the stand looks good as hell. Literally post-apocalyptic, everything you would need. The stand is a long ass book. I bet, bro. How long? How many pages? The stand. How can you look up a book length? Because book has different sizes and it makes different pages. Damn, 1,552 pages. Yeah, it's literally Stephen King's longest book. Damn, and then they had a different version that didn't have 400 pages, so they re-released that 400 pages of text. Oh, they have some illustrations in there too. Does Stephen King make his illustrations? Make his illness. The Oh look, of course the stand comes up. He did not create the illustrations. I'm reading this version of the stand and just found out that it has illustrations. I wonder if not other Stephen King books have them. Wow. Damn, the stand looks interesting. I think because it's a short story though, it's basically COVID. Literally. I think at first I'm definitely gonna have to go with the machine stops. And then I'll probably just have to go through the Stephen King just as my life goes on, just slowly, like not make my whole reading career about just going through the Stephen Kings, but just since Stephen King's are just such good stories, just add those in as you're going along your journey. I love movies though, like movies is my shit, but like books is just like, it's like movies but way better. And you could think of the characters, so like if you're watching a movie and you feel like the character doesn't fit the book in your head, you're gonna make the best character like that fits it. I love The Mist too. The Mist is fire, like monsters type shit. If that's what the book is about, I saw the movie, the novella. Yeah, morning after a severe thunderstorm. Yeah, this is fire. I probably need to read this too. The Mist is like such a fire concept. I'm doing audiobooks while I'm driving to work. Audiobooks are definitely better than regular books because you could literally do that, listen to it like a podcast. I love books though, bro. Like just having the physical book and then you put it in your bookcase when you're done. You just have your collection going. It's so dope. I listen to like scary stories though. They're basically like short stories. I'm gonna show you real quick. Like these Mr. Creeps videos. They're pretty interesting. But I should probably just start listening to novels like you do. My grandma does that too. She does audiobooks. But these are some good Stephen King type stuff. Some of these stories are like really, really good. Like this dude just narrates stories he gets sent to him. So like this title, like we have a base on the dark side of the moon. There's a reason it's been kept a secret. Every Christmas something strange happens in my town. These are my stories. My town just had a snowstorm. All of our parents have disappeared. Like these stories are like really, really good. Some of them you see this one's almost 4 hours long. Like some of them be really good. That's how I'll be doing it. So you have both? Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I might have to do that too. Do the audiobooks for the practicality and just have the regular book just as a book, as a collection piece. Do they sell them in packages? They probably do, huh? Show some other I heard H.P Lovecraft is a W author too. I never looked at any of his stuff. A writer of weird science and fantasy. Have you ever checked out H.P Lovecraft? This is his most famous book. Yeah, I know his stuff. Yeah, I always hear his name, like literally. The Call of the Cthulhu is a short story by American writer H.P. Lovecraft. That's a tough name. H.P. Lovecraft as your name. That's fire. Okay, I'll read this plot real quick. The deceased narrator, Francis Whaler Thurston, recounts his discovery of notes left behind at his grand uncle, Brown University linguistic professor George Angel, after his death the winter of 1906 to 1927. Among the notes is a small bas relief sculpture of a scaly creature which yields simultaneous pictures of an octopus, dragon, and human caricature. The sculptor, a Rhode Island art student named Henry Wilcox, based the work on a delirious dream of the great Cyclopean cities. Whoa, what is this? Of Titan blocks and sky-flung monoliths. Frequent references to Chaluhu is a fictional cosmic entity. And O'Reilly. Fictional lost city are found in Wilcox's papers. Angel also discovers reports of mass hysteria around the world. Wow. This is already interesting as hell. More notes discuss a 1908 meeting of an archaeological archaeology people, bro, in which New Orleans police official John Raymond LaGrosse asked attendees to identify a statue of an unidentifiable greenish black stone resembling Wilcox's sculpture. It then revealed that the previous year, LaGrosse and a party of policemen had found several women and children being used in a ritual by an all-male cult. After killing 5 of the cultists and arresting 47 others, LaGrosse learns that they worship the Great Old Ones and await the return of a monstrous being called the Shaluhu, which is this thing right here. Wow. Where am I? The prisoners identify the statuette as the Great Cthulhu. One of the academics present at the meeting, Princeton professor William Webb, describes a group of Esquimaux with similar beliefs. Wow. Thurston discovers a 1925 article from an Australian newspaper in which reports of the discovery of a derelict ship. The alert, which second mate Gustav Johannesson is the sole survivor. Johannesson reports that Emma was attacked by a heavily armed yacht named the Alert. The crew of Emma killed those aboard the Alert, but lost their own ship in battle, commanded by the Alert. Commandeered the Alert and discovered that an uncharted island in the vicinity of the coordinates, which is probably where this city was. Riley discovered an uncharted island within the vicinity of those coordinates. With the exception of Johansson and other men, the remaining crew died on the island. Johansson does not reveal the manner of their death. Upon traveling to Australia, Thurston views a statue revealed from the Alert, which is identical to the previous two. In Norway, he learns that Johansson died suddenly after an encounter with 2 Lascar sailors. With a sailor from India or Southeast Asia. Johansson's widow provides Thurston with her late husband's manuscript, wherein the uncharted island is described as being home to a nightmare corpse city called O'Reilly. Johansson's crew struggled to comprehend the non-Euclidean geometry of the city and accidentally released it, resulting in their deaths. Johansson and 1 crewmate fled aboard the Alert and were pursued by it. Johansson rammed the yacht into the creature's head only for his injury to regenerate. The Alert escaped, but Johansson's crewmate died. After finishing the manuscript, Thurston realizes that he is now a target of the worshippers and hopes in vain that it will be destroyed following his death. Wow. Cthulhu. The call. This looks like interesting as hell. Cthulhu. That looks like a raw ass book. What are some other Lovecraft? Damn, bro, you just put me onto books, bro. Like horror fiction, literally like sci-fi and horror fiction books. Like I never really thought to like try to pick up those books, like good ass stories. Like my grandma reads a lot of thrillers and murder mystery books. But this Lovecraft stuff is, wow, I can see why a lot of people like it just off reading that. Books. The Cthulhu. What do you say it? Cthulhu. Cthulhu. Let's look up some more images of that. Oh yeah. Damn, how old is Lovecraft? His imagination is fucking crazy too. Born in 1890, died in 19... Damn, he had a short life. That other dude lived way longer than him. The other author... And he was only 47? And he lived and died in Providence, Rhode Island. How did he die? Just life? Oh, he had cancer? Damn, that sucks. Wow. Like, the titles of these are all engaging as hell. All these books. I'm sorry, my face is probably blocking it. The Mountains of Madness. At the Mountains of Madness. Let me read that one too real quick. Old school authors are wild. Yeah, they're wild. They're wild for sure. You know, imagine if these guys got to direct some movies. Imagine if those guys got their hands on some $300 million Fox studio money. Imagine what they could have made. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's look at this one. How long have I been streaming? This is my second stream actually. Oh no, don't open that. 46, about an hour and a half. Okay. Oh wow, this is a long... Alright, let's read it real quick. The story is narrated in a first-person perspective by the geologist William Dreyer, a professional at the Miskatonic University in Arkham, Massachusetts, aiming to prevent an important and much-publicized scientific expedition to Antarctica. He's trying to prevent it? Why is he trying to prevent it? Yeah, for real, yeah. Yeah, imagine there was just like a alternate timeline where there's no Avengers and there's just a bunch of H.P Lovecraft type movies going on, and I honestly wouldn't even be mad about that. I'll trade the Avengers for some Lovecraft movies like made with his his thought process on how he would want it to be. Throughout the course of his explanation, Dreyer relates to how he led a group of scholars from the university on a previous expedition to Antarctica, during which they discovered ancient ruins and a dangerous secret beyond a range of mountains higher than the Himalayas. Throughout the course of he led a group of scholars. Okay, so he just knows that there's deep secrets in Earth. A small advanced group, led by Professor Lake, discovers the remains of 14 prehistoric life forms previously unknown to science and also unidentifiable as either plants or animals. 6 of the specimens have been badly damaged, while another 8 have been preserved in pristine condition. These specimens, stratum places these specimens stratum places them far too early on the geologic timeline for the features of specimens to have evolved. Some fossils of Cambrian age show signs of the use of tools and have carved a specimen for food. The Cambrian age is the first geological period of the Paleozoic era. Lasted 51 million years. When the main expedition loses contact with Lake's party, Dreyer and a graduate student named Dunforth investigate. Lake's camp is devastated, with the majority of men and dogs slaughtered, while a man named Gedney and one of the dogs are absent. Near the expedition's campsite, they find a 6-star-shaped snow mound. They find 6 star-shaped snow mounds with one specimen under each. They also discover that the better preserved life forms have vanished, and that some form of dissection. I'm trying too hard to read these words. Dissection experiment had been done on both an unnamed man and a dog. Oh wow. Gendy is suspected of going insane and killing and mutilated others. Yeah, Gendy did not go insane. He's running away for his life, bro. Yeah, facts. Instead of Aquaman, Aquaman is so bad. And I actually like Jason Momoa. I guess we do get Godzilla though, so we can't say we don't have anything like that. Especially the new Godzilla that came out. Yeah, I have such a terrible memory when I'm on camera. The good Godzilla movie. What's the new Godzilla movie? What was it called? Oh my gosh, not that one. But the one that just came out like two months ago. I don't know, bro. I forgot what it's called. -1. There we go. We do get shit like -1, and we get we didn't. No, not versus Kong. Jason Momoa is fine, but Aquaman was trash. Yeah, for sure. That's just how I feel about Morbius. I feel like what's his name again? Is that Jared Leto? I feel like Jared Leto did and Matt Smith did fine in the movie, but it was just a bad movie. I don't know, bro. These Sony movies are just, I don't know, just terrible. No, not Godzilla vs. Godzilla -1. That's the good one that came out. Godzilla vs. Kong is just like is mid. It's good though. I definitely enjoy mid movies, but it's not nothing like raw. But I was gonna say, we do got some movies like Cloverfield. Like the first Cloverfield is like some yeah -1. The first Cloverfield is some H.P. Lovecraft type event going on for sure. That's probably what makes that movie so special. Okay, so Gendry is suspected of have gone insane, but we know that's not true. Dyer and Danforth fly an aeroplane across the mountain, soon revealed to be the outer walls of a vast abandoned stone city, alien to any human architecture, for their resemblance to creatures of the myth mentioned in the... Their resemblance to creatures mentioned in the myth mentioned in... Okay, so in another book. Their resemblance to creatures of myth mentioned in this book. The builders of this lost civilization are dubbed the Elder Things. Well, so this is in the the Cthulhu mythos. Let me look that up. The Cthulhu mythos. It'll give me all the lore behind this. Let me finish reading this. I didn't see the second Cloverfield, but I watched the first one and I watched the third one when they were on the spaceship. When they were on the spaceship, I thought it was a pretty decent movie. It didn't capture nothing like the first one did, but it was okay. They should have put Jason Momoa. They should have put Jason Momoa in it. Okay, by exploring these fantastic structures, the explorers learned through the hieroglyphic murals that the Elder Things first came to Earth shortly after the moon took form and built their cities with the help of Shoggoths, fictional monster in the mythos. Yeah, so this mythos is probably deep. Damn. Okay, where am I? There is a hint that all earthly life evolved from cellular material left over from the creation of the Shoggoths. Damn. As more buildings are explored, the explorers learn about the Elder Things' conflict with both the Starspawn of the Shaluhu and the Migo, fictional race of extraterrestrials who arrived early on Earth shortly afterward. The images also reflect a degradation of their civilization once the Shoggoths gained independence. As more resources are applied in maintaining order, the etchings become haphazard and primitive. The murals also allude to an unnamed evil lurking with an even larger mountain range located beyond the city. This mountain range rose in one night, and certain phenomena and incidents deterred the Elder Things from exploring it. Wow. Mountain range appeared in one night and even had these fucking monsters scared? Yo. When Antarctica became uninhabitable even for the Elder Things, they soon migrated to a large subterranean ocean. Dyer and Danforth eventually realized that the Elder Things are missing from the Advances party camp had somehow returned to life, and after killing the party, returned to their city. They also discovered traces of the Elder Things' earlier exploration, as well as sleds containing the corpses of both Genji and his missing doll. Damn, I thought Genji was gonna pop out and be alive, like a Marvel movie. Both are ultimately drawn towards the entrance of a tunnel into the subterranean region depicted in the murals. Here they find evidence of various Elder Things killed in brutal struggle, and blind 6-foot-tall penguins wandering placidly, apparently used as livestock. Yo, a 6-foot-tall penguin is wild. They are then confronted by a black bubbling mass. Okay, which they identify as a struggle and escape. Aboard the plane, high above the plateau, Danforth looks back and sees something which causes him to go insane, implying to be the unnamed evil himself. Damn. Dyer concludes the Elder Things are survivors of a bygone era, who slaughtered Lake's group only in self-defense or scientific curiosity. Their civilization was eventually destroyed by the Shogos, which now prey on the enormous penguin. The penguins are just like pigs out there getting slaughtered. Wow. He warns the planners of the proposed expedition to stay away from the site. Danforth continues to experience manic episodes, whispering of bizarre conceptions, which Dyer attributes to his being one of the few to have completely read through Misanthropic's copy of the... Wow. And then these connect. So this is all his books are lore. All his books are all lore. Damn. This makes me want to go read that. Nuts. That's super nuts, bro. This is literally how those stories are. Like I was just telling you, these creepy stories I watch. They're literally just like a Lovecraft. It's like an AI. It's like an AI generated Lovecraft. I don't know if it's AI. I think they actually have authors in the bio. I think they have authors in the bio of all their videos. But yeah, this is literally like some Lovecraft shit. Let me look up the mythos real quick of the Cthulhu. Yeah, I'm about to spend all night on this. Like after I get off the stream too. Okay. An ongoing theme in Lovecraft's work is the complete irrelevance of mankind in the face of the cosmic horrors that apparently exist in the universe. Lovecraft made frequent references to the Great Old Ones. Yeah. Yo, Lovecraft is dope as fuck. He's just going off like humans, like the humans being scared of what they don't know. He's just creating terror on that. Using that for a stepping stone terror. Okay. The Mountains of Madness is crazy. The Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath is a novella by Lovecraft. Oh, let me read this one. Then I gotta read the Lovecrafts in order. The Stephen Kings. Oh my gosh. Too much reading to do. Too much listening. Original manuscript to the Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath. In his dreams, Randolph Carter. Next book. The Dream Quest of the Unknown Kadath. In his dreams, Randolph Carter sees a majestic city but is unable to approach it. After the third time the city appears in his dreams, he prays to the gods of dream to reveal the city's whereabouts. But then the city vanishes from his dreams altogether. Hey, yo, he fucked it up. He should have just kept seeing it in his dreams. Undaunted, Carter resolves to beseech the gods in person at Kadath. Kadath is a secret of short stories. The Dreamlands. So he's going to resolve it to the gods in the Dreamlands area. The mountain above which the gods dream live. Okay. Kadath is the mountain above which the gods of dream live. In Dream, Carter consults priests in a temple that borders the Dreamlands. They tell Carter that nobody knows the location of the Kadath and warn him of the great danger he should continue his quest to reach the city. The great danger should he continue to reach with his quest to reach the city, and suggest that gods purposely stopped his visions. Yeah, obviously he's not gonna let that stop him. Carter's knowledge of the Dreamland's customs and languages makes his quest comparatively less risky than if done by an amateur. But he must consult with the danger. He must consult entities with a dangerous reputation. The Zugs, a race of predatory rodents, direct him to Othar. Okay. A town called Othar. They write them to the Othar. There's a whole book about this too, so you need to read that book to know the lore of this city in this book, to find the priest Atal. In the cat-laden city of Othar, Atal mentions a huge mountainside carving of the god's features. Carter realizes the god's mortal descendants will share those features and presumably be near the Kadath. While seeking passage there, Carter is kidnapped by turbaned slavers who take him to the moon and deliver him to a horrible moon beast. They're servants of the malevolent god Narthalope. Oh, who's this guy? The cats of the altar, Carter allies, rescue him and report him to Port City. So he just gets kidnapped and rescued in like 1 second. Can I look up? I want to look up more pictures of him. For Lovecraft, ask ChatGPT to rank them by length and do the shortest first for the ones you want to do, or ask which order you need to read them to understand. That's exactly what I'm going to do. That's a great. Thank you. Rank them in order to understand the lore. I'm definitely going to ask ChatGPT that. Lovecraft is dope. Like Stephen King is dope. His shits are realistic. And if it's not realistic, it's just like ghosts, you know? It's kind of like spiritual type of thing. This Lovecraft is just all out, like alien monsters type shit. Okay, where was I? I'm at the wrong one. Yeah, where is it? Right here. After a long journey, Carter finds so he just got kidnapped by this guy. A little side mission. He got kidnapped by this guy. That's a lore accurate picture right there. And he's back to... After a long journey, Carter finds the carving, recognizing the visage of the gods and the traders who dock at the city. Fantasy story, Basidio. Before he can act on his knowledge, faceless winged creatures called night gaunts capture him and leave him to die in the underworld. Yo, he did get warned about all this. He should have just stayed in his dreams. Friendly ghouls, including Carter's friend Richard Pickman. Damn, that's another story I need to read. Assist him in returning to the surface by sneaking through the terrible city of the man-eating Gugs. Oh my gosh. After assisting the cats in repelling a Zug sneak attack, Carter buys passage to Celophus and learns from the sailors that the traders coming from Inganok, a cold and dark, devious land devoid of cats. Wait. After assisting the cats in repelling a Zug sneak attack, Carter buys patches to Celophus and learns from the sailors that the traders come from... Okay. Carter meets Celophus King, his friend Karanes, who became a permanent resident of the Dreamlands upon his death in the walking world. Longing for home, he has dreamed parts of his kingdom to resemble his native Cornwall. Karanes knows the pitfalls of the Dreamlands well, but fails to dissuade Carter from his quest. Under the pretense of wishing to work in its quarries, Carter boards a ship inbound for Inganok. As they draw near, Carter spots a nameless island from which he hears strange howls. At a breathtaking summit near a quarry, Carter is captured by a merchant that he had previously encountered. Monstrous birds fly over the plateau of Lang, a vast tableland populated by pan-like horned human beings. Wow. There's so much lore going on right now. I'm trying to focus on Carter's journey. Carter is brought to a monastery inhabited by the dreaded high priest, not to be disturbed. There, Carter learns that the men of the Lang are the slavers who captured him and had worn turbans to conceal their horns. He also learns that the Night Gaunts do not serve Narlathorpe, and is commonly supposed but Nodens, and that even gods fear them. Carter recoils in horror as he realizes the masked high priest's true identity. Carter flees through the maze-like corridors, wandering through the monastery in pitch-black darkness until he chances on the exit. After rescuing several ghouls from the men of Lang, Carter and the ghoul reinforcements attack a moon beast outpost on the Nameless Rock. In a nearby city, Carter obtains the services of a flock of night gaunts to transport him and the ghouls to the god's castle on Kadath. After a long flight, Carter arrives at Kadath but finds it empty. A great procession led by a pharaoh-like man arrives. The pharaoh reveals himself as the Nylathorpe and tells Carter that the city of his dreams is the childhood memories of his home city of Boston. The gods of Earth have seen the city of Carter's dreams and made it their home, abandoning Kadath and their responsibilities. Impressed with Carter's resolve, Nylathorpe grants Carter passage to the city to recall the gods of Earth. But Carter realizes too late that mocking the Nilothorpe, that the mocking Nilothorpe has tripped him, and he is being taken to the court of Azeroth at the center of the universe. Azeroth is a deadly city in the mythos. Wow. The most powerful entity is there. At first believing he is doomed, Carter suddenly remembers that he is in a dream and wakes up. Yo, that's hilarious. At first believing he is doomed, Carter suddenly remembers he's in a dream and wakes up. Nilothorpe broods over his defeat within the halls of Kadath, mocking the anger and the mild gods of Earth, whom snatches the city back from the sun. Wow. Yeah, comment a list of 10 if you have. I'm about to end the stream soon, but comment the list and I'll save it. Cause I'm gonna go on TikTok and look up a bunch of more Lovecraft stuff. Cause this chair is hurting my butt. But thanks for being in the stream though, dude. I enjoyed you reading books with you, bro. Yeah, comment that. I'm gonna wait for you to comment that before I end the stream. Wow. H.P Lovecraft, bro. Why is everybody cutting their dreads? I know my dreads aren't like well taken care of right now, but when they look good, they look good. Yeah, comment. I was saying, bro, comment the list because I'm gonna end the stream soon because this hair is hurting my butt. But comment the list of 10 in order if you can, copy and paste it, and I'll look into it. Appreciate you for being in here with me, bro.
It's in the back. Can you show him?
Damn, he said rest in peace to the accounts that stopped posting on us ad because they passed on and we never knew about it.
The stream done. Like there's
What's up, boy?
edges.
Judge. I'm moving.
Yo.
I only see number 6. You have to put in one by one? That sucks. Oh. Yeah. I only see number 6, so that's why I didn't. You're good. You're good, bro. Take your time. I'm gonna probably scroll on Twitter for a little while. I gotta turn my speakers on, actually. Yo, that Lovecraft. That first one you put me onto, though. That first one, oh my gosh, the machine stops. That was wild. Even though I kind of spoiled it, but still. Okay, yeah, it's coming through now.
I'll go.
It's out of order, but it's okay. I'll just look at
Can you
it.
show him?
Oh, never mind. 1, 2. Never mind. It's not out of order.
All right, brother.
Lil TJ and Fabio Foreign left Plaque Boy Max's stream because they couldn't smoke inside the
Yo,
Airbnb.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. If niggas smoking here, I'm gonna have to shut this bitch down. Like, this stream done. Like, there's
What's up,
mad
boy?
niggas.
At least he stood his ground and said y'all can't smoke in here. Okay, I got them all. Thanks, bro. Yeah, that's 10. Yeah, I got them all. They're doubled. They're doubled. I got it. Did you use ChatGPT for this? Let me take a picture. Yeah, that's what it recommends to understand the lore. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna scroll on Twitter for a little bit. Damn, Lovecraft is crazy though. Let me look up H.P. Lovecraft on Twitter and see what they say about him. I understand it now. I understand why people like went crazy over his stuff. What in the H.P. Lovecraft is this? Here, literally. Oh my gosh. Literally. Here's some actual photos of Lovecraft. Did he never smile? The way you see people talk about him on the site, you think he was one of the crossburner types, but honestly, he seems like they'd freak him the fuck out. Dudes seem more afraid of things rather than hateful. He does look he looks socially awkward if anything. H.P. Lovecraft smiling, so that's a thing. That's funny. Here's some more letters of H.P. Lovecraft. Here's an excerpt from a letter written during World War I showing his Nordist worldview. As to races, I deem it most proper to recognize the divisions into which nature has grouped mankind. Science shows us the infinite superiority of the... Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. Lovecraft, what's going on here? Yo, bro. I didn't know Lovecraft was like this. I deem it most proper to recognize the division in which nature has grouped mankind. Science shows us the infinite superiority of the Teutonic Aryan of overall. That doesn't make sense. Over. I'm assuming to say over all others, and it therefore becomes us to see that his ascendancy shall remain undisputed. Any racial mixture can but lower the result. The Teutonic race, whether in Scandinavia, other parts of the continent, England, or America, is the cream of humanity, and its wanton and deliberate adulteration with baser material is even more repulsive to consider than the elaborately staged racial suicide now being conducted, wherein Germanic and Britannic Teutons are striving to annihilate each other instead of uniting against the Mongol-tainted Slav or menacing Oriental. No way that's real. Yeah, that's typical of being autism being like that. I mean, that's what the time. I'm not gonna like not read his books or nothing. That's just wild. That's literally like a sign of the times. What are the fans saying about this? Or is a lot of these? One from 1919 predicting war with Japan. Yo, he'd hate me, bro. I'm half German and half Indian. He'd probably like look at me in disgust and spit on me, bro. Wow. That's interesting. Well, let me Oh, he put a poem. He put a poem about the Titanic. The Lust in Asia. That's the Titanic, though. I've never been good at reading poems, bro. H.P. Lovecraft was a huge racist, xenophobic piece of shit. So the beautiful irony of him dying broke and alone while his work blew up posthumously. Oh, his work blew up posthumously? I didn't know that. Without him ever seeing a penny of it, makes me chuckle as I read The Color of Outer Space. Such a terrible man laying the groundwork for probably my favorite genre. So he was British? H.P. Lovecraft? He wasn't German, right? No, he's American. He's just a racist American? That's funny. That's pretty funny, bro. He's probably mixed himself. Everybody is something. Nobody's 100% white. Yeah, facts. It's so I don't know what the word is. It's so like idiotic for people to think that their race is higher than one race, whether you think white people are better or you think black people are better. Because everybody's mixed a little bit. And we're all literally like humans, bro. Like nobody's above anybody else. Some people are smarter than others for sure, but that's not a race thing. That's just a brain thing. Like, exactly. Nobody's 100% white. He's just like tripping. They have H.P. Lovecraft manga? Wow. There's this account called H.P. Lovecraft, and he's just taking up all the time. H.P. Lovecraft is a horror writer, but a rational cosmic horror, active around the same time as H.G. Wells. Oh, is H.G. Wells another author too? I've heard that name before too. Oh my gosh, and we gotta do this man too? He made the War of the Worlds and the Invisible Man? Bro, there's too many, bro. There's literally too many, bro. H.G. Wells is another. I can't just end the stream not looking up H.G. Wells, bro. Oh, gosh. Unless your grandparents were pilgrims or some shit. Even then, somebody slept with somebody they weren't supposed to back then. That's pretty funny. Yeah, because even if they were a pilgrim, they was getting dick from a fucking native. Oh my gosh, H.G. Wells. I could see how people like I like people that read that are into books, like it becomes their personality. There's a lot of good content out there. Wow. The War of the Worlds. Yeah, so the War of the Worlds is about the Martians. Literally, like the movie. What was that thing that happened? The Great Battle of LA or something? There was something that they involved HG. What was that? The Great... Where they shot at the UFOs? What was that? The Great LA Air Raid. I think this has something to do with the Wells book, no? Didn't it? So is this like a real thing that happened, or are they trying to say that this is a Mandela effect? Oh shit! 5 civilians died in a heart attack. Yo, 2 died of a heart attack and 3 died in a car accident. Yo, I gotta look this up too because I was always interested about this. The Battle of Los Angeles. Literally, that's what this made the front paper the next day. Searchlights and anti-aircraft guns combed the sky during alarm. They literally pointed them at a UFO and shot at it. The military in Los Angeles. What year is this? 1920? 1920 something? Oh, 1942. Yeah, this is during World War II. Oh, yeah, they probably thought it was the Japanese. Okay, background. In the months... Oh, here we go. On February 24th, 1940... I think this is just saying that USA is on high alert during World War II, and on the West Coast, they're installing guns everywhere. On February 24th, 1942, the Office of Naval Intelligence issued a warning that an attack on mainland California could be expected within the next 10 hours. That evening, many flares and blinking lights were reportedly in the vicinity of defense plants. An alert called at 7:18 p.m. and was lifted at 10:23 p.m. Renewed activity began in the early morning of February 25th. Air raid sirens sounded at 2:25 a.m. throughout LA County. A total blackout was ordered. Thousands of air raid wardens were summoned to their positions at 3:16 a.m. At 3:16 a.m., the 37th Coast Artillery Brigade began firing 50 cal machine guns and 12.8-pound anti-aircraft shells into the air at the reported aircraft. Over 1,400 shells were eventually fired. Pilots of the 4th Interceptor Command were alerted, but their aircraft remained grounded. The artillery fire continued sporadically until 4:14 a.m. Damn, a whole hour? What the fuck? That's a long time. 3:13 to 4:14 a.m. The all clear was sounded. So the all clear was sounded at 4:14. So like maybe like the aircraft at the UFO at 4 a.m. it left and they were just shooting for 15 minutes, and the blackout order was lifted at 7 a.m. Several buildings and vehicles were damaged by shell fragments, and 5 civilians died as an indirect result of the anti-aircraft fire. 3 were killed in car accidents, and the ensuing chaos, and 2 heart attacks attributed to the stress. The incident was front page news along with the West Coast and across the nation. Yes, that's what it is. Yes. War of the Worlds. People thought it was real. It was also in a radio bar that caused a mass panic. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Not this shit. I'm reading the wrong thing. Let me finish reading this, though. Within the hours of the air raid, Secretary of the Navy hold a press conference. A false alarm due to war nerves. Some contemporary press outlets suspected a cover-up of the truth. That's the perfect excuse, though. War nerves, like literally, like Japan, Pearl Harbor happened. Like we're just nervous. We just tweaked out real quick. There is a mysterious resonance about the whole affair. It seems that some form of censorship is trying to halt discussion of the matter. Wow. Okay, what is the War of the Worlds radio broadcast? What is that about? Yeah, that's what it was. The Halloween, it was a Halloween fake thing. It was a broadcast that they just did as a joke, right? The broadcast included simulated breaking news bulletins, realistic sound effects, and actors portraying reporters. Convinced some listeners that a Martian invasion was taking place. What year is this? 1898. You can't even blame them, bro. 1898 is so long ago. Like, yo, if 1898 you could go up to somebody and like tell them anything, bro, they probably believe you. And where am I? War of the Worlds, yeah. What was explained to reports that he had not intended to cause panic. Was he a part of it? It aired. Oh no, it aired on 1938, not 1898. Dramatization of his novel of this, the same name. So was Wells a part of the drama? Or was that just the radio guys? Oh, so Orson Welles was the one talking the whole time. That's pretty funny. The episode begins with an introductory monologue based closely on the opening of the source novel, after which the program takes on a format of evening typical radio programming, being periodically interrupted by the news bulletin. So this is just an entertainment type of thing that happened, and they didn't know. The first few bulletins interrupt a program of live music and are relatively calm reports of unusual explosions on Mars, followed by an unseemingly unrelated report of an unknown falling object on a farm in New Jersey. Crisis escalates dramatically when an on-scene reporter at the Groves Mill describes creatures emerging from what is evidently an alien spacecraft. The aliens employ a heat ray against police and onlookers, and the radio correspondent describes the attack in increasing panic until the audio feed abruptly goes dead. This is followed by a series of news updates detailing the beginning of a devastating alien invasion and the U.S.'s military futile efforts to stop it. The first portion of the episode climaxes with a live report from a rooftop in Manhattan where a correspondent describes citizens fleeing from poison smoke released by towering Martian war machines until he coughs and falls silent. Only then does the program take its first break, about 30 minutes after Wells' introduction. The second portion of the show shifts to a more conventional radio drama format that follows a survivor, played by Wells, dealing with the aftermath of the invasion and the ongoing Martian occupation of Earth. The final segment lasts for about 16 minutes and, like the original novel, concludes with the revelation that the Martians have been defeated by microbes rather than humans. The broadcast ends with a brief out-of-character announcement by Wells in which he compares the show to dressing up in a sheet and jumping out of a bush saying boo. So this is just a whole entertainment type of thing. But when everybody heard this part, they just fucking went crazy. So this is the whole broadcast. Okay. In the days after the adaptation, widespread outrage was expressed in the media. The program's news bulletin format was described as deceptive by some newspapers and public figures, leading to an outcry against the broadcasters and calls for regulation by the FCC. Wells apologized at a hastily called news conference called the next morning, and no punitive action was taken. The broadcast and subsequent publicity brought the the 23. Oh, he was 23 at the time? Damn. To the attention of the general public and gave him the reputation of an innovative storyteller and a trickster. That's pretty cool. At fucking 23 years old, that's how you get your novel out there? Wow. That's pretty dope. He died at 40. He died soon after that, though. Ouch. How was he 23 at the time? The 23-year-old Wells. If this happened in 38, is my math that bad? 66. Yeah, the math doesn't. That math doesn't work out. Am I dumb here? Brought the 23-year-old Wells to the attention of the general public. But this happened in 38. Oh, maybe this is just a Wikipedia L going on. Yeah, he was in on it. Imagine you fucked all that up at 23. Yo. Yeah, I bet this is a serious thing because I don't even know when were TVs like normal. When were like the 60s and 50s, right? Televisions in homes normalized in the U.S. Because this is probably when. Yeah, the 50s, maybe the late 40s, 50s, but this is the late 30s, early 40s. So like radio is the main source of communication for people. Yo, there was just like Yeah, it's the 50s for sure, yeah. So he know that there was a couple dads when they heard the broadcast, that when they heard about the Martians, this is some good this is pretty funny. Yeah, at least when they war machines, and this is funny. The first portion of the episode, Climate Winter, a live report from a rooftop in Manhattan when the correspondent describes citizens fleeing from poison smoke released by towering Martian war machines until he coughs and falls silent. You know that there was like thousands of dads in the country that packed their go bags and they fucking fled for the mountains somewhere. That's crazy. How long did this last? Like this drama? Oh, they have the broadcast? Let's go listen to a little bit. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted.
The Columbia Broadcasting
for
System
sure.
and its affiliated stations present Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater on the Air in The War of the
Hopefully they have a
Worlds by
timestamp.
H.G. Wells.
Damn, Unc. This person said that they were 12 years old listening to this with his mother and his father and two brothers. Forever the greatest prank of all time.
We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man's, and yet as mortal as his own. We know now that as human beings busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacence, people went to and fro.
They're playing
Observatory,
music.
Chicago, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News. At 20 minutes before 8 Central Time, Professor Farrell of the Mount Jennings Observatory, Chicago, Illinois, reports observing several explosions of incandescent gas occurring at regular intervals on the planet Mars. The spectroscope indicates the gas to be hydrogen and moving toward the Earth with enormous velocity. Professor Pearson
Now,
of
if I was in 1938, I would think this is real for
the
sure.
observatory at Princeton confirms Farrell's observation and describes the phenomenon as, quote, like a jet of blue flame shot from a gun, unquote. We now return you to the music of Ramon Raquello playing for you in the Meridian Room of the Park Plaza Hotel situated in downtown New York.
Damn, Martians keep interrupting my orchestra. Alright, let's just skim through it to the parts where they talk.
There is the Earth in
A telephone some of the youth.
We are ready now to take you to the Princeton Observatory at Princeton, where Carl Phillips, our commentator, will interview Professor Richard Pearson, famous astronomer. We take you now to Princeton, New Jersey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Phillips speaking to you from the observatory at Princeton. I'm standing in a large semicircular room, pitch black except for an oblong split in the ceiling. Through this opening, I can see a sprinkling of stars that cast a kind of frosty glow over the intricate mechanism of the huge telescope. The ticking sound you hear is the vibration of the clockwork. Professor Pearson stands directly above me on a small platform, peering through the giant lens. I'll ask you to be patient, ladies and gentlemen, during any delay that may arise during our interview. Besides the ceaseless watch of the heavens, Professor Pearson may be interrupted by telephone or other communications. During this period, he is in constant touch with the astronomical centers of the world. Professor, may I begin our questions?
any time, Mr. Phillips.
Professor, would you please tell our radio audience exactly what you see as you observe the planet Mars through your telescope?
Nothing unusual at the moment, Mr. Phillips. A red disk swimming in a blue sea. Transverse stripes across the disk. Quite distinct now because Mars happens to be at the point nearest the Earth, in opposition, as we call it.
In your opinion, what do these transverse stripes signify, Professor Pearson?
Huh. Not canals, I can assure you, Mr. Phillips.
They...
Although that's the popular conjecture of those who imagine Mars to be inhabited. From a scientific viewpoint, the stripes are merely the result of...
Radio News, Toronto, Canada. Professor Morse of Macmillan University reports observing a total of 3 explosions on the planet Mars between the hours of 7:45 p.m. and 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This confirms earlier reports received from special...
A modern usual visitor that dropped in your backyard. A step closer, please. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Wilman.
Well, I was listening to the radio...
Closer and louder, please.
Pardon me?
Louder, please, closer.
Yes. I was listening to the radio and kind of drowsing. That professor fellow was talking about Mars.
Not found on this earth. Friction with the earth.
Wait a minute, something's happening. Professor Pierce.
That's where it hits the
As
fan.
long as I can see, more state police have arrived. They're drawing up a cordon in front of the pit.
Oh, this is the reporter. Okay.
Phillips at...
This is the reporter on the scene at
We
the.
now return you to Carl
in
Phillips
Jersey.
at Grover's Mill.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marion. Ladies and gentlemen, here I am, back of a stone wall that adjoins Mr. Wilmer's garden.
Yeah, that little "am I on" just adds to like the realistic.
Ladies and gentlemen, here I am, back of a stone wall that adjoins Mr. Wilmer's garden. From here, I get a sweep of the whole scene. I'll give you every detail as long as I can talk and as long as I can see. More state police have arrived. They're drawing up a cordon in front of the pit. About 30 of them. No need to push the crowd back now. They're willing to keep their distance. The captain is conferring with someone. Can't quite see who. Oh, yes, I believe it's Professor Pearson. Yes, it is. Now they've parted, and the professor moves around one side, studying the object while the captain and two policemen advance with something in their hands. I can see it now. It's a white handkerchief tied to a pole. Flag of truce. If those creatures know what that means, what anything means. Wait a minute, something's happening. A humped shape is rising out of the pit. I can make out a small beam of light against a mirror. What's that? There's a jet of flame springing from the mirror, and it leaps right at the advancing men. It strikes them head on. Lord, they're turning into flames. Now the whole field's caught up by the woods, the barns, the gas tanks of the automobiles, spreading everywhere. It's coming this way now, about 20 yards to my right.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, we are unable to continue the broadcast from Grover's Mill. Evidently, there's some difficulty with our field transmission. However, we will return to that point at the earliest opportunity. In the meantime, we have a late bulletin from San Diego, California. Professor Indelkoffer, speaking at a dinner of the California Astronomical Society, expressed the opinion that the explosions on Mars are undoubtedly nothing more than severe volcanic disturbances on the surface of the planet. We continue now with our piano interlude.
Thank you, Professor Pearson. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a bulletin from Trenton. It is a brief statement informing us that the charred body of Carl Phillips has been identified in a Trenton hospital.
Wow.
Now here's another bulletin from Washington, D.C. The Office of the Director of the National Red Cross reports 10 units of Red Cross emergency workers have been assigned to the headquarters of the state militia, stationed outside of Grover's Mill, New Jersey. Here's a bulletin from State Police, Princeton Junction. The fires at Grover's Mill and vicinity are now under control. Scouts report all quiet in the pit, and there is no sign of life appearing from the mouth of the cylinder. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special statement from Mr. Harry McDonald, Vice President in charge of operations.
We have received a request from the state militia of Trenton to place at their disposal our entire broadcasting facilities. In view of the gravity of the situation, and believing that radio has a responsibility to serve in the public interest at all times, we are turning over our facilities to the state militia at Trenton.
We take you now to the field headquarters of the state militia near Grover's Mill, New Jersey.
This is Captain Lansing of the Signal Corps.
Imagine listening to this live, bro. It would have put like a crazy experience.
Attached to the state militia, now engaged in military operations in the vicinity of Grover's Mill. Situation arising from the reported presence of certain individuals of unidentified nature is now under complete control. The cylindrical object, which lies in a pit directly below our position, surrounded on all sides by 8 battalions of infantry, without heavy field pieces, but adequately armed with rifles and machine guns. All cause for alarm, if such cause ever existed, is now entirely unjustified. Things, whatever they are, do not even venture to poke their heads above the pit. I can see their hiding place plainly in the glare of the searchlights here. With all their reported resources, these creatures can scarcely stand up against heavy machine gun fire. Anyway, it's an interesting outing for the troops. I can make out their khaki uniforms crossing back and forth in front of the lights. Looks almost like a real war. There appears to be some slight smoke in the woods bordering the Millstone River. Probably fire started by campers. Well,
started by campers.
We ought to see some action soon. One of the companies is deploying on the left flank. A quick thrust and it'll all be over. Now, wait a minute. I see something on top of the cylinder. No, it's nothing but a shadow. Now the troops are on the edge of the Wilmot farm. 7,000 armed men closing in on an old metal tube. That's tough, rather. Well, wait, that wasn't a shadow. It's something moving. Solid metal, kind of a shield-like affair rising up out of the cylinder. It's going higher and higher. What? It's standing on legs, actually rearing up on a sort of metal framework. Now it's reaching above the trees, and the searchlights are on it. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a grave announcement to make. Incredible as it may seem, both the observations of science and the evidence of our eyes lead to the inescapable assumption that those strange beings who landed in the Jersey farmlands tonight are the vanguard of an invading army from the planet Mars. The battle which took place tonight at Grover Mills has ended in one of the most startling defeats ever suffered by an army in modern times. 7,000 men armed with rifles and machine guns pitted against a single fighting machine of the invaders from Mars. 120 known survivors. The rest strewn over the battle area from Grover's Mill to Plainsboro, crushed and trampled to death under the metal feet of the monster, or burned to cinders by its heat ray.
Where's Grover's Mill at?
The monster is now in control of the middle section of New Jersey and has effectively cut the state through its center. Communication lines are down from Pennsylvania to the Atlantic Ocean.
I'm bad eating, bro. They put up statues there. That's funny. That's hilarious.
Railroad tracks are torn and service from New York to Philadelphia discontinued, except routing some of the trains through Allerton and Phoenixville. Highways to the north, south, and west are clogged with frantic human traffic. Police and army reserves are unable to control the mad flight. By morning, the fugitives will have swelled Philadelphia, Camden, and Trenton. It is estimated to twice their normal population. Martial law prevails throughout New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania. At this time, we take you to Washington for a special broadcast on the national emergency. The Secretary of the Interior.
Citizens of the nation, I shall not try to conceal the gravity of the situation that confronts the country, nor the concern of your government in protecting the lives and property of its people. However, I wish to impress upon you, private citizens and public officials, all of you, the urgent need of calm
the Martian statue?
and resourceful action.
I gotta go here.
Fortunately, this formidable enemy is still confined to a comparatively small area, and we may place our faith in the military forces to keep them there. In the meantime, placing our faith in God, we must continue the performance of our duties, each and every one of us, so that we may confront this destructive adversary with a nation united, courageous, and consecrated to the preservation of human supremacy on this earth. I thank you.
You have just heard the Secretary of the Interior speaking from Washington. Bulletins too numerous to read are piling up in the studio here. We're informed that the central portion of New Jersey is blacked out from radio communication due to the effect of the heat ray upon power lines and electrical equipment. Here's a special bulletin, New York. Cables have been received from English, French, and German scientific bodies offering assistance. Astronomers report continued gas outbursts at regular intervals on the planet Mars. The majority voiced the opinion that the enemy will be reinforced by additional rocket machines. There have been several attempts made to locate Professor Pearson of Princeton, who has observed Martians at close range. It is feared he was lost in the recent battle. Langham Field, Virginia. Scouting planes report 3 Martian machines visible above treetops, moving north toward Somerville with population fleeing ahead of them. The heat ray is not in use, although advancing at express train speed. Invaders pick their way carefully. They seem to be making a conscious effort to... Fire!
Oh, shit.
Can see the shell land, sir. Letting off a smoke.
What is it?
Black smoke, sir. Moving this way. Lying close to the ground. Moving fast.
Put on gas masks. Get ready to fire. Shift to 24 meters. 24 meters. Projection 24 degrees. 24 degrees. Fire.
So this is the reporter that's supposed to be in New York that has the gas mask
Can't
attack.
see, sir. Smoke's coming nearer. Get the range. 23 meters. 23 meters. 23 meters. Projection 22. 22.
That's pretty funny. You know he's just faking it with a smile on his face.
Army bombing plane P-843 off Bayonne, New Jersey. Lieutenant Vogt, commanding 8 bombers, reporting to Commander Fairfax, Langham Field. This is Vogt reporting to Commander Fairfax, Langham Field. Enemy tripod machines now in sight. Reinforced by 3 machines from the Morristown cylinder. 6 altogether. 1 machine partially crippled. Believed hit by shell from Army gun in Watchung Mountains. Guns now appear silent. A heavy black fog hanging close to the earth of extreme density, nature unknown. No sign of heat ray. Enemy now turns east, crossing Passaic River into the Jersey marshes. Another straddles the Pulaski Skyway. Evident objective is New York City.
This is
They're
pretty
pushing
creepy.
down a high-tension power station. The machines are close together now, and we're ready to attack. Planes circling, ready to strike. 1,000 yards, and we'll be over the first. $800 yards. $600. $400. $200.
They got some good sound effects. It sounds
There
like
they
he's
go.
it sounds like he's in a
Giant arm
plane.
raised. Green flash. They're spraying us with flame. 2,000 feet. Engines are giving out. No chance to release bombs. Only one thing left. Drop on them, plane and all. We're diving on the first one. Now the engine's gone. 8.
Kamikaze attack?
This is Bayonne, New Jersey, calling Langham Field. This is Bayonne, New Jersey, calling Langham Field. Come in, please.
This is Langham Field. Go ahead.
8 Army bombers in engagement with enemy tripod machines over Jersey Flats. Engines incapacitated by heat ray. All crashed. 1 enemy machine destroyed. Enemy now discharging heavy black smoke in direction of...
This is Newark, New Jersey. This is Newark, New Jersey. Warning. Poisonous black smoke pouring in from Jersey marshes. Reaches South Street. Gas masks useless. Urge population to move into open spaces. Automobiles use routes 7, 23, 24. Avoid congested areas.
Wow, this is
Smoke
crazy.
now spreading.
This isn't even a prank, bro. This is like literally just
To the north, Hutchison River Parkway still kept open for...
Feed. Should one of their machines appear over the top of trees, I'm ready to fling myself flat on the earth. I come to a chestnut tree. October. Chestnuts are ripe. Fill my pockets. I must keep alive.
fill my pockets.
2 days I wander in a vague northerly direction through a desolate world. Finally, I notice a living creature.
Oh, so this is him explaining the...
A small
This is him in character at the end right here, explaining
red
the...
squirrel in a beech tree. I stare at him and wonder. He stares back at me. I believe at that moment the animal and I shared the same emotion. The joy of finding another living being. Push on north. I find dead cows in a brackish field, and beyond the charred ruins of a dairy and a silo, remain standing guard over the wasteland like a lighthouse, deserted by the sea.
Damn, this is a crazy ass prank. This is like crazy that this was. Let me read the comments real quick before I end the stream. When you listen to Will's narration, it's astonishing to realize he was 23 years old. Yeah, for real. Those transatlantic accents are just... Like those 50s movies, when I watched like old when I watched like old Hitchcock movies, like the accents in those are just like the best. It was just a prank, bro. Imagine a lot of people panic because they tune in at the wrong time. Wow. Yeah, that's wild though. But yeah. Appreciate y'all tuning in for another episode, man. Appreciate you, Aslan. Appreciate everybody that was in the chat, man. Back tomorrow.